Hello and welcome to today's news. I'm Shane Ewing.
And I'm Chris Messenger. In today's news, we have a new type of flu on the rise along parts of the East Coast and parts of the Midwest that you may have never heard before, called H5N1, better known as the bird flu. According to data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, flocks of birds in over 17 states have been confirmed to have this pathogenic avian influenza virus. The CDC and federal health officials have been closely monitoring poultry farms across the Midwest and East Coast that could have been hit with an outbreak from the H5N1 virus. Although the risk to humans remains low, the CDC will also be monitoring the people who are in close contact with the farms as well. While the number of confirmed bird flu cases is not exact, the CDC is certain this is far worse from the 2015 outbreak, where over 50 million birds died or became extremely ill. Experts say the real worry is the virus spreading to new species of birds, creating new mutations and becoming more of a risk to people. There have been over a dozen types of bird flus according to the U.S. health officials since 2015, and with so many new birds contracting it, that number is only going to increase. At this time, there are no confirmed human cases of H5N1, but with the virus spreading like wildfire, health officials want people to keep their eyes out for any birds not acting like themselves and to report them immediately.
In other news, we have the Ketanji Brown Jackson confirmation hearing. Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first woman of color nominated to be appointed to the Supreme Court, faced another series of questioning on day 3 of her confirmation hearings. The questioning went on for approximately 13 hours, and so far, Jackson has defended her record despite harsh questioning from Republican senators on her judicial philosophies and legal records. Jackson denied claims made by Senator Josh Hawley and Lindsey Graham that she has a history of being, quote, weak on crime, reassuring her conditions and concerns for public safety and the rule of law. However, the Democratic-controlled Senate have been pushing to quickly approve her nomination as New Jersey Senator Cory Booker praises the 51-year-old judge's status as both mother and law practitioner. The hearings continue later on this week to determine if Jackson will be appointed and possibly marking a historic moment in our country's judicial history. And now over to Sam with the weather.
Thanks, guys. Things are heating up this week as warmer temperatures are taking over. Starting on Monday with a high of 76 degrees, accompanied by some rain in the evening and a drop to 38 degrees as the low at night. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 35. Wednesday, the rain will be coming back and will last from the early morning to the evening, so make sure to bring an umbrella if you're going out. It'll be a bit cooler with a high of 40 degrees and a low of 33. Thursday will be cloudy with a chance of more rain in the evening, jumping back up to a high of 51 and a low of 35. On Friday, the sun will peek out a little bit with a high of 58 and a low of 47. And down here for the weekend, looking at rainy all day on Saturday until around 6 p.m. The high will be 59 and the low 25. Then a bit cooler on Sunday, but nice and sunny with a high of 43 and a low of 33. That's your weekly forecast from TV1 News. Now tossing it back to you guys.
Meanwhile, as the war in Ukraine continues, almost reaching 1 month since the invasion, the Ukrainian defenders have been strategizing a more offensive approach as they have reclaimed the city of Makariv, driving the Russian forces away from the west side of their capital city, Kiev. Commander-in-Chief of Ukrainian forces, Lieutenant General Valery Zaluzny, said that the settlement had been liberated on March 2nd, but unfortunately was lost to attacking Russian forces, only to then be reclaimed again by Ukraine just yesterday. Chairman of the Kiev Regional Military Administration had said that Makariv had been under heavy fire Monday morning and was, quote, one of the most dangerous areas in the Kiev region. Ukraine proceeds to stand and fight for the freedom of its people with this small victory for democracy. Here's a short news package on how gas prices have been affecting Americans because of this war.
I just think it's ridiculous that we're paying $5 a gallon.
And you could consider her lucky. Some gas stations in California are now selling gas at more than $6 a gallon. The national average hit a new record today for a second day in a row. It's now $4.25 a gallon, according to AAA. In Indiana, the sticker shock is keeping people off the roads.
I'm combining everything and making sure everything goes. I do everything at one trip.
Even if you don't drive, there's a ripple effect. Some airlines are already planning to pass the higher gas costs on to flyers. And the price of goods and services will climb due to higher shipping and delivery costs. Congress has introduced legislation to suspend the 18-cent federal gas tax. In the meantime, experts have other ideas to help, like using online search engines to find the cheapest option near you.
Shop around. And that has two effects. First of all, you save money right away. But secondly, it puts pressure on the high price stations to cut their price.
My grandparents were born in the Ukraine. I am crying for all the relatives back there. And if we have to pay a little more at the pump, so be it.
The UK says it too will phase out Russian oil imports by the end of the year. And the European Union, which gets about 40% of its gas from Russia, plans to wean itself off of Russian oil before the end of the decade. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
And now we're going to throw things over to Yusef Bird with updates from sports news.
The NFL Combine has kicked off. Many college athletes have come out and showed scouts that they deserve to be drafted in the first round. Georgia defensive lineman Jordan Davis stole the show during drills as he wowed everyone with the athleticism by running a 4.78 40-yard dash at 341 pounds and is now rising up in everyone's draft board. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley has been suspended for at least all of next season for betting on games. Ridley stated that his bet was only $1,500 and that he doesn't have a gambling problem. He also took on Twitter and said, "I know what I did was wrong, but I shouldn't be getting 1 year." Ridley will be losing a total of $11 million from next season. Now jumping back into the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers hosted the Golden State Warriors in a very intense game. The Lakers were able to pull off the comeback win and score 124 points, with the Golden State Warriors scoring 116. LeBron James finished the game with 56 points and is now the oldest player to ever have 56 points and 10 rebounds in NBA history. Now back to Shane.
I'm Chris Messenger.
And I'm Shane Ewing. Have a good
Have a
night.
good night.
That's not what I typed.